Hey everyone, my name is Haseeb. I'm one of the instructors at Block Geeks, and I'm here to talk to you about the state of blockchain developer education in the space, as well as some thoughts on how we can improve it. I also want to thank LinkTime for organizing this event and bringing together this awesome group of people and having us be a part of it. So thank you for that. So let's start with a little bit about us. We're from Toronto, and we're based not too far from here in Kensington Market. So yeah, welcome to the city, and hopefully you're enjoying your time in Toronto. A big part of what we do is create these online courses that teach blockchain fundamentals to developers looking to get into the space. And currently we have courses on topics like crypto economics, on Bitcoin, and on Ethereum dApp development, and this is always expanding. We also love running educational workshops in and around the city. So far, we've done some workshops at Ryerson in this very room, at UFT. We've also done some workshops for some companies like Tribal Scale and Twitter. And yeah, we also love being a part of hackathons like Crypto Chicks a few weeks ago and ETH Denver as well. And one of the things we're quite proud of is one of the winners of the ETH Denver hackathon came up to us and told us that they started taking our course just a few weeks ago, and they ended up winning the hackathon. So that was a great feedback for us. And we also publish a lot of articles and guides that you may have come across while browsing around online to learn about blockchain. So yeah, that's a little bit about Block Geeks. So why do we do all this? We do it because our mission is to create a more decentralized world by creating world-class blockchain engineers. We want to help bring the Web3 vision to fruition by teaching developers how to take advantage of these tools and how to build on top of them to unlock the potential that they promise. So that being said, I'm going to share a few observations in the space. Is this okay? I'm going to share a few observations in the space. So firstly, huge data leaks continue to happen on popular services, right? And this doesn't show any sign of stopping down as we put more and more of our data on these services. And recent regulations are kind of concerning too, because not only do they give these corporations more power over our data, but also foreign governments, which is a little alarming. But I feel the best answer that we have to all of this overreach so far is the technology and projects being developed by you guys, the people at this conference. Another observation is that the ICO mania of late last year has largely cooled off. We're still seeing ICOs, but as everyone becomes wiser to the scams, we're holding them to higher standards, which is a good thing because that means that everyone is learning how to be an effective participant. Also, a recently published study from Singapore pointed out that there are over 30,000 vulnerable smart contracts that can be exploited on the mainnet today. And so, while it's good that developers are publishing more contracts, we clearly need to do better to educate them on the risks and pitfalls when they publish these contracts. There's also been a proliferation, a lot of new developer tools that have come up in the last few months. A lot of these are developed at hackathons, and this just means we have more tools in our arsenal to build better, smarter, more secure contracts. And one last trend I want to share is this is a graph from Google Trends about on the search term Solidity. So we can see that developer interest in Solidity particularly has increased about 4x over the last year, which is a great sign. And the part that I really like about this graph is that that interest didn't dip or wane off with the price, right? So that means people are getting better at processing the signal through all this noise around the price and around scammy ICOs. So what are some of the challenges we're facing in educating everyone in this space, including developers, right? So right now we have a lot of trust issues. It's hard for the average person to not think of the word scam whenever they hear the word ICO, but hopefully this damage will be undone over time as we develop more and more useful applications and people see that it's more than just a way to make quick money. But we need to be careful when we're building this trust because sometimes we have jokes about people taking ICO funds and running away, but that's actually not funny and actually quite damaging to the trust that we're trying to build over here. So I'd recommend not doing that. We also have a lot of, just a lack of developer educational resources. So there's a lot of blog posts and YouTube videos which are also very important, but there isn't, or it's hard to find a single place that breaks down this information and presents it in a cohesive, coherent manner in one place, because it's really easy to have, it's really easy to get like 50 tabs open while you're trying to read about a certain topic and just get lost in the rabbit hole. So that's one of the challenges that we have as well. Another one is that there is no education to job pipeline that exists today. And this is something that we can find at universities, such as in co-op programs, but we don't have an equivalent in the blockchain space. And this makes hiring for your startup much harder because there isn't a place you can go to pick up that new talent other than attending hackathons around the world. Some more challenges. So like I said, the knowledge is scattered across the web, fragmented across many Hacker Noon and Medium blog posts, but also locked up in hackathons and conferences like this. And we need to figure out how to release that knowledge and make it available to everyone in a more convenient manner. There's also been an explosion of projects in this space, so it's hard to keep up with all the projects and all the good work that's being done. And also just even looking at just one project, the pace at which they evolve and the APIs change is a challenge for teaching, right? Because you can put out a lecture tomorrow, but that can become outdated the day after as these libraries evolve. So yeah, while we do encourage more knowledge sharing and more cross-pollination of ideas between projects, we do understand that researchers are busy researching and startups are busy scaling, and we can't expect them to teach full-time as well about the work that they're doing. So this is another challenge. How do we get people to actually learn about these projects and why they're important and how to use them? Yeah, and these educational resources are going to be important in bringing about the Web3 vision that we have, yeah, to help other people also build products around it, not just developers, but non-developers. Right now, there's not a lot of resources for non-developers who are just as integral in building this Web3 vision. So given all these challenges, we can see that there is value in collecting, curating, and organizing this knowledge in a single place to help the ecosystem scale up quicker. So this is where BlockGeeks comes in, and how we help is we create training and onboarding materials for engineers looking to get into the space, and we do this online so you can learn at your own pace no matter where you are in the world. And of course we can't do this alone. We learn tremendous amounts from attending events like this and talking to the people over here. And yeah, we thank you for that as well. But we also want to incentivize that knowledge sharing more. So what we've done recently is launch a Q&A bounty for our students, where students can ask questions and people who have the knowledge can come and answer that question and add to the knowledge base and earn a small amount of Ether for it. So I encourage you guys to check that out at questions.blockgeeks.com. Again, that's our Q&A bounty platform. And we also launched another platform called Bounty One. And this is meant for larger scale projects, and it's meant to be kind of like, I like to call it a crypto co-op. So it's meant to be projects that need to be built by the startups in the space, and they can provide a bounty for it, and students can come and basically try to implement the work that needs to be done and earn the bounty for that project. So it's analogous to some of the co-op systems that we see in universities today. We're also launching, or we have launched, a bunch of partner courses with projects in the space such as Maker and Aeon and Rootstock and Cosmos as well. So yesterday we launched the first part of our Maker course, so I encourage you to check that out and learn more about the Maker stablecoin and how it stays stable. And we also started something called Hackers Corner, where we invite a guest lecturer to come and talk about an interesting project that they have, or any interesting topic that they want to cover, maybe something cool that they hacked up. It doesn't have to be a startup in the space. It can be just anybody with an interesting idea and who wants to share with other people that idea. So we have this thing called Hackers Corner. If you'd be interested in it, we'd love to talk to you. And we also want to encourage you to share that knowledge. And yeah, so our goal is to make all the work being done in the space more accessible, more digestible to a broader audience. And we need your help in that. So if you'd be interested in creating a partner course so that people can learn how to use your library better in their dApp, or if you'd just like to give a guest lecture on some interesting project that you hacked up over the weekend, definitely come talk to us. We'd love to talk to you. And yeah, thank you for listening.